Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel, and today in this video I'm going to show you how, moving from the first video where we created a very basic state graph, right, using Langgraph, we will expand on it and bring in some more, I would say, power to our LLM, where it will be able to use certain tools from the LangChain community, which allows us to do some search on the web and pull out information. Okay, because honestly speaking, in the last video, what we did was just created a graph that LLM would typically be able to only do things on which it is trained. Apart from that, it will not be able to do anything. And the typical behavior that as a human I would expect is that when I'm talking to an AI based agent, it is able to do certain things by pulling in information using tools, right? So for example, if I'm on a e-commerce website, or I'm on a car website, I would assume that if I say book a service request, it would ask some details and then just book the appointment for me. So that's what we are going to cover using these tools thing. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. But before that, if this is a topic which you are interested in and you like the videos that I'm creating on this series, then do click on the thumbs up icon, and yes, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. All right, now let's get started. So in this notebook, I will walk you through the code that I have written step by step so that you understand what is happening. So I'm installing these packages over here. I'm getting Langgraph, Langsmith, LangChain. LangChain and Langgraph are obviously required. Langsmith is for logging. Then I have my LangChain Grok. I'm using the Grok API so that I can communicate with the model. The community package, Wikipedia, and ARXIV. I don't know how to pronounce it particularly. Okay, so these are the packages. I already have them. Then what I'm doing over here is, there are envs. For example, I'm getting the Grok API key, the Langsmith API key from my env file. So I need these packages from .env. I'm importing this function. I'm importing OS. Then I do this load env, and based on that, what I'm able to do is I'm able to get those values from my .env file. Once I have done that, I am setting these values in my environment. Okay, this is how typically Langsmith would want you to set things up. So I'm just following that. Then for my graph, if you have seen the previous video, then you would understand what I'm doing over here. But yes, this is a part where I'm importing the annotated, the type dict. This is certain things from the graph part of things. I need to append messages, so that's where I'm using the langgraph.graph.message. I'm using this. We will see down below how those things are used. And because I have tools now, this is something which I need. I need a tool node and I need a tool condition. Okay. Now, because we have tools, I will get this ARXIV. It's basically an API wrapper where there are a lot of research papers, so you can search for that and it will give you results. And I have Wikipedia wrapper. Okay, these are some utilities, and then they have their tools. These are the query runs which you will be using to actually search for something. So the syntax is that I have the Axiv wrapper. I created an instance of that. In here, this particular parameter says that I'm only interested in the first result, and I'm only taking the first 300 characters from that result, not more than that. It is just for demo purpose, so I'm not taking a lot of content. Similarly, for Wikipedia, I'm creating the wrapper. I'm only interested in the first result, 300 characters. Okay, this gives me the wrapper instance. Now I need to run the tool. So the Axiv tool is basically this is the Axiv query run, and I'm passing the wrapper over here. Same goes with the Wikipedia. Most of the community tools which you will find on LangChain community, they will be running more or less in the same way. Okay. Now, just to give you an example how these things work, I am not sure how much I have executed. Have I done this? Yes. Clear output. This is done. This is done. I have these tool things as well. Now, if I try to do wiki tool invoke, who is this personality? We will know who that is. It is actually making an API call, and then it is saying that it was a Chinese interpreter, businessman, and educator. So this is exactly what I found on Wikipedia. Okay. Similarly, if I do this, attention is all you need is a research paper that was created, and EXIF tool will tell us a little bit about that. Took a little more time compared to the Wikipedia, but that's fine. The attention is all you need, but you don't need all of it. From an instance of blah 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 is by this, and this is the first 300 characters that we have pulled up. So as you can see, these tools are working individually. This is how they work. Now it's time to integrate it with our graph, right? So I am using the chat grok. I created an LLM instance. These are the things which we have already done. Now, because I have tools, I'm adding this tool over here, the wiki tool first. Okay, so I have tools. It's a list, and I have added the wiki tool. Then I'm doing a bind. Okay, once I have done the bind, now the LLM understands that I have certain tools. Okay, and this is the list. Now I create my state graph. Okay, so this is the state. We have already seen that the state has messages. It is an annotated list, and I will use the add messages function, which we had imported earlier, to add messages in that state. Then I have a definition called chatbot. It takes the state because this is a node. So every node in a graph gets the state, right? So I'm getting this as the parameter. And what I'm doing is I'm returning messages, LLM invoke state messages. So what will happen is whatever message is coming, right, it will invoke the LLM and it will get the response and put it in the messages thing of my state. All right, then I have my graph builder. The graph builder is nothing but a state graph, and I'm passing this state which I have created over here. Then I'm defining my first node. This first node is chatbot, and the definition is what we have over here. Then the second is a tool node. I'm saying the tool node is tool node. This we are importing from here, Langgraph pre-built. And the tool node has these tools. These tools we define that right now we have the wiki tool. Okay. Then I have added that node. We created the tool node. So we are saying that graph builder.add node tools. We call this the tools, and this is the tool node that will pass it. Now I have a conditional edge because the LLM needs to understand when to call a tool. So it's a condition. If the LLM thinks it doesn't need, then it will just not go to that particular edge, right? So this is a conditional edge. I'm saying that the conditional edge exists between the chatbot and the tool node. Okay. And yes, so there's an edge between the tools and the chatbot, and then I have a start connected to chatbot. This is how thing is. I'll need to execute certain things. So I have this, I have tools, LLM, state. I'm defining this chatbot. This is my graph. Perfect. Graph equals the compile. And now I will try to see how the graph looks. So yes, in my previous video, you would have seen that I had start, chatbot, end. But this time we have a conditional edge. If the chatbot thinks there is something that it needs to use from the tool, it will do that. And then the result will go to the chatbot and then it will end. Now, this is the user input. What is the latest research in quantum computing? If I run this, actually, why don't we create a list actually? Okay, this is one. Yes, who is this? And what about the paper? This. Okay, we will go one by one. Right. This should go to wiki. What happened? Oh, yes. I forgot. I need to change a little bit user input. I'll do it user inputs. Okay. User inputs equals, sorry, for user input and user inputs, I'll just do this. Yeah. This should work ideally. Yes. So tool call wiki and then query quantum computing. And if you see, this is the result that I got. All right. Now, again, this is another tool call where the wiki will be used. And you see Wikipedia, first is the quantum computing, then it gives me the result, then who is this personality, wiki call, and again I get this. Perfect. Now, let me do one more thing. I'll comment this out. Right now, I don't know how to pass the attention, whether it will work or not. So first, we will just try with the EXIF tool. So I'll just clear everything out because I can't do the graph. Okay, so I'll have this. Come over here. Yes, this is done. This is done. Okay, all these definitions are fine. I don't need to execute that. Okay, and instead of wiki tool this time, I will do this and maybe the wiki tool, and then I'll do bind, run everything one after the other. Right, and this time I will just first look at the attention thing, and it called the EXIF. Okay, that's great. It will again take some time. We saw that the EXIF data took some time to come back. All right, so this is what the message said. Now, let me see if it also takes the wiki. Run again. So yes, the first one was a wiki call, that is fine. And then the attention, it called the proper tool. So you see, this is the beauty of having these LLM models. Look at the, you provide them with the tools and they understand what goes when, and based on that, they are able to do certain things. So I have asked two different questions. One goes to Wikipedia, one goes to EXIF, and if you see, using this, it is able to get the response. So right, this is what I wanted to show you in this video, where we used two different tools. We first saw how we were able to get data from Wikipedia. We ran them independently over here as well. Then we created our graph and we have binded our tools to our LLM, and using these community tools we were able to get answers to these user inputs. So that's about it, guys. If you like this video, then do click on the thumbs up icon and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.